Hi guys, and welcome back. We've come up with some inspiration. You can only watch so much YouTube and everything else like that. Shift work doesn't help, you feel drained and just lounge on the sofa, just flicking through the TV screens and not really achieving anything. So we need to do something that we can achieve quite simply. So inspiration is a clue here, and obviously I've said in the title probably by the time I put it all together, but we're going to build an Inglenook shunting layout. The inspiration from this is this locomotive here. I'm going to bring it in close, and there we go. My old Great Western 2700, the 2721 class I think it is, Great Western pannier tank. Now this loco is the first loco that I ever bought, purchased way back in the 1890s. It ain't that old. The loco might have been originally from the 1890s, but the model is 1980s model vintage. So I decided what I'm going to build, the Inglenook shunting layout. It'll be using old stock, so I've got my pannier tank here which can never run. I also have a Hornby Percy, again perfectly suitable for an Inglenook shunting layout. The reason for using older stock, core scale, is it can be handled, it's less fragile than more modern models, but it's still got a reasonable bit of detail. We'll look at this in a minute on the bench and have a closer look and see what detail is actually on it. But the reason is it's sort of a layout that can be built for someone who's just up from a train set. They've had a train set as a kid, and they, first attempt at a layout, and it's something that even your average child can handle without breaking anything, have a bit of fun. So we'll have a quick look at this loco, and I'll show you what we got and what we're working with. Here we have my old Hornby R158 2741 pannier tank locomotive in gloss black livery. And that's what seemed to strike me when I was a child, was the fact that it was shiny. It's a good looking little engine. The detail is not immense, but it's got separate bristles, and this additional handrail on the tanks there, it's not moulded, and it's a nice looking little loco. The other reason for using this loco is it's got a big old fashioned hook and loop on the back. Now modern locos have all got the newer small sized loop and hook, but what I've noticed is a lot of them droop, and that was one reason for me stopping with the double O gauge, was the fact that the loops never lined up properly, and this was really prevalent on Hellgen locos and wagons. Where are we going to put it, and what are we going to use for the baseboard? Well, from my local DIY superstore, we have one floating shelf, metal bracket, and it's going on this wall over here. So I've got a few holes to drill and get this bolted up, and I'll bet I haven't got any screws, but we'll have a look and we'll see if we can get this up. So we have a fitting kit with the screws and wall plugs. I've got a brick wall, so I can put, according to the instructions, 10 kilos of weight on this board, evenly distributed, because it's just like a door. So it's a little bit of hardboard and a wooden frame, and probably got the corrugated honeycomb paper inside to give it a bit of strength. But the layout that we're going to be building isn't going to be heavy, shouldn't be, even with the locos on. But the object of the exercise of having this floating shelf is so that I can take it down. It lives bolted on the wall, which locates it here, if I can get it out. It'll be easier when it's on the wall, you just pull it off. But this is the wall fixing. So this bolts on the wall, this slides over it, and if I don't put the fixing screws in the bottom, in the other holes to secure the shelf on the bracket, hopefully I can just slide it on, slide it off when I want it, play with it, put it back up on the wall, out of the way, because that is the issue in this house, is I don't have room. That's why Heather Green is here in the kitchen, or just next to the kitchen, should I say. You're in the kitchen right now, but I don't have a lot of room in this house for my modelling, so it gets spread out, much to the bone of contention whenever I buy something new. But that's the plan. So first things first, got to get this sofa out of the way, got to get the steps. The 7¼ inch gauge B4 is covered up, and I can get and draw a line on the wall, get this frame mounted on, and we'll see how it fits and whether it does indeed come on and off quite easily when I want to use it. So what I really need to do first is work out where I'm going to put this. Am I going to put this in the centre of this space here, or centre on the wall? I'm thinking centre on the wall. Easy enough. Never enough room. Never enough hands. Help. Stay. Close enough. So what are we? 280 and a couple. So 140 and a little bit. So we're going to go up about this high. 140. I'm going to make that. That's 142 there. $147 there. So okay, 144. There we go. There's the centre of the wall. Stick that about there. Now, if you're wondering why it's so high, I've got another layout to build to go underneath it. But don't tell the wife. There will be another shelf here with another layout. Shh. Hole drill. Now the biggest risk now is my ceiling fan. Two holes. Now the only issue is I don't have a 7mm drill bit, so I'm looking, might need bigger screws in it, but we'll see. We'll get this in and get it up and see what we got. I have bigger raw plugs than in the kit and bigger screws, so I'm going to make this substantial. 2 raw plugs are in. Definitely more substantial screws. This won't be going anywhere. Now I'll get it all marked out and levelled first. So we are from there 37. Don't want to do it this way, but I don't happen to have my spirit level. I can't find it. Like I say, the house is full up. I'm in the kitchen area, so there's no room for tools. God knows where it is. keep it level with the ceiling, there's a 50% chance it's going to be level with the floor. That'll do. And time for more drilling. Drink first, it's thirsty work, this model railway like. Well, there we go. Oh. You get the vacuum cleaner and suck out the holes. See, do know how to use a vacuum cleaner, despite what people say. Got to try and find some more raw plugs now, that's the hard part.
One eternity later.
Well, now I've wrecked the house and turned it upside down trying to find the raw plugs. I think the easiest thing to do is go and buy some more. So, to get this thing bolted back up properly, got to go into town. Plugs full, let's head home. We're back. Let's get this screwed up on the wall. I don't think it's going to fall off the wall, you know. Now that hole broke through, so I'm going to stick a bit of wood in there. It might not work, but where the hole's blown through, I'm just going to stick a bit of wooden dowel in there, just to pack them out, to give them something to bite onto. Well, that should hold, I reckon. Time to screw it up. You don't need to see all of this, do you? No, I didn't think so. Back in a minute. Well, I'm bored of manual screwing in. We'll use this. Don't think it's coming off. I think that's it. Oh well. Let's try this, shall we? One baseboard fitted on the wall. I reckon that would be secure enough to somewhere to keep it when I'm not playing with it, don't you? What do you reckon? Ready for episode 2. There we have it. One shelf up on the wall ready for starting the construction of the baseboard. Inspiration, we're going to get the play trains, and it won't take too long, I don't think, before we get a up and running layout where we are getting to shunt trucks around. Now that brings me on to the question of trucks. Well, I haven't got any, so I accidentally purposely bought on eBay, you don't tell the wife again, this is all hush hush and secret between you and me, I'm putting an offer for 10 wagons. This was after I'd just bought 5 great big O-gauge wagons that she wasn't overly impressed with, but you know, these things when they come up you have to get them, don't you? So I put in this bid for 10 mainline Paletoy wagons to go with this loco, purely on the basis, like I say, it's got the old style couplings and they are good, and I used to have a little set of mainline. I think it was something like a Jubilee or something like that, way back when, back in the 90s. I had to fix it, bought from a boot fair. It had a damaged crosshead, but I managed to get it going again, and it had the, unlike James May's Flying Scotsman, it has real chuffing sound. Again, it was just a basic thing, but it was quite good, and it come with a little assortment of some wagons, and they all rolled really well. Okay, they got plastic wheels, but they rolled really well. 4 tank wagons, 4 open wagons, a low wagon, maybe a Medfit or something, and a northeastern brake van. Not exactly right for a Great Western pannier, but it is what it is, and that comes as a job lot with a J72, which would go with the brake van a bit easier. Never had one of those. We'll just see what it's like. It doesn't matter. We can always make a video of making it work if it doesn't work. But anyway, we're all good to go. We're set. The baseboard's on the wall, easy to take down. I've adjusted the bars slightly so they weren't so sticking up in the air. The shelf's a bit more level. We'll go to the foundations of the formation for the next video, and we'll also get to talk about what track we're going to use. Speak to you soon. Have fun. See you later. Bye for now.